He started his side hustle at 17, charging $10 per kid at a high school basketball game.
Kids were just walking up to me and handing me cash. And I was like, what is going on?
By college, he'd already crossed 10K. No investors, few connections, just a camera and a skill he decided to take seriously.
I knew that there was more value to what I could do in life.
I sat down with him to get the exact blueprint. And what he said about free work and network applies to any skill you're trying to monetize.
My name is Jacob Combs. I'm a professional photographer. Currently, I'm studying at Michigan State University as a business marketing major.
At what point did you notice that this is going to be a business? This is no longer just a hobby.
I was actually at a business competition for high school called DECA. For that night, there was a basketball game that was going to be at our home high school. And they were saying, hey, we'll pay you to take pictures. And it's just a full circle moment that a business club would be the reason that I started to actually make money through a business. Kids were just walking up to me and handing me cash, and I was like, what is going on? Like, I had never felt this before. Just instead of working for someone or working for a business like I used to do, I was working for myself and getting paid to just do something that I absolutely love, which is crazy to say that it is achievable. And if you really do put your mind to it, it can happen. Looking back now, they were definitely not good. I mean, I didn't have my really good camera that I have now.
Do you feel like you have a simple step-by-step routine for somebody to kickstart this type of career?
Yeah, I definitely do. We'll wait a little bit towards the end of the interview and we'll kind of discuss that more.
Walk me through the free work era.
Free work, yeah. A lot of people don't understand how much like magnitude and power free work will have. The first thing I ever did was my best friend, he plays soccer. So a couple of him and his boys told me to come out to the soccer game. And I was like, sure, why not? I'll have some fun with it, take some pictures of my friend, be able to have them post stuff. And then through that, I started to take more basketball pictures for my friends from soccer. It transitioned into basketball season. So with that, then also came meeting some of the people I still connected with today that have given me so many different pathways and connections, starting with all the way from their basketball program and meeting with their coach, and their coach is a part owner of a basketball clinic that they have. It's kind of just the amount of stuff that free work can actually get you in life it's kind of crazy to believe. And I know everyone hates to do it because you're not making any money, but it's those moments where you do free work where it'll lead to those big connections that'll have a lasting impact.
So connections, networking, business conference. I really think that's one of the big things that separates you from the average photographer.
Yeah, so unfortunately, most people don't understand the business aspect to anything in life, honestly. The economic side, the marketing side, even just the management side. Even though it's myself, there's a lot of management I have to do myself to make sure that I maintain something that's positive and wants clients to keep coming back. And when it comes to that business aspect and why it's so successful for me is just kind of the background and almost the standards and values I hold to myself. So when it comes to business like that, I make sure that I'm not giving anything but my best work now. If I even think there's a slight bit where I'm thinking, oh, it's not perfect, it's immediately gone. I used to sit there and just try to produce as many pictures as I could so clients could have a certain amount of pictures. And now I'm at the point where I know my work and the quality of it will talk for itself rather than the quantity. So that quality over quantity kind of aspect. That's a really good direct correlation to how I run my business now, especially.
How were you thinking about pricing when you didn't really have any portfolio?
Yeah, pricing is really difficult, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of times where you almost feel bad for charging someone. Like a lot of these people I take pictures for are some of my best friends, and it's like, man, I really don't want to make them pay me, but at the end of the day, it's my job, it's my occupation. So kind of looking at pricing, like I said, I was charging $10 per kid. And for a while, I was kind of stuck at that. And then my pictures were getting better, but I was still charging this $10 value. And that's when I kind of realized that this photographer is not the same photographer as it was 3 months ago. I should not be charging the same rate for these pictures because it's a completely different quality. There's no way that that kid should be charging the exact same amount for those pictures compared to these ones that are absolutely amazing. So pricing wise, you gotta hold value in yourself, know what your value is, trust that your work is really actually worth what it is.
So what would your advice be to somebody who's having a hard time with charging somebody that they might be closer to or somebody that was referred to?
You don't even realize how much value a picture can hold to someone. So if you seriously think you're overcharging someone, 99% of the time, you're not. It seriously is not even close to being overcharged. So like I said, I started off at $10 and I progressively worked my way up. I'm definitely at a way higher spot than I was compared to back then. I'd say on average now I'm per athlete, since I'm mainly focused on sports photography, I'm charging closer to $40, $50 per athlete now. So just over time, as you build that portfolio, when you're able to hold a higher value and standard to those pictures, that's when I really think you can start raising those prices.
What does your actual process look like after the shoot?
Yeah, so most people just think, oh, it's photography. You go take the picture, snap the shot, and send them out. And it's the completely wrong side of that. I think it's almost the completely opposite. I spend almost double the amount of time editing my pictures compared to actually shooting them. And that's just with sports. If I go into more portraits or weddings or anything like that, I'm going to spend so much more time editing these pictures. So with workflow, I get home and immediately put the SD card in your camera. I go from SD card to SSD to hard drive, and then my hard drive back to my cloud. So it's kind of a long process with just simply getting the pictures off the SD card. Personally, it makes me feel so much more comfortable that these pictures aren't going to go anywhere. You never know nowadays with technology what could possibly happen. Something gets corrupted and you lose all that. From there then I'm editing off the SSD for these pictures, and that's when I go into Lightroom and I just start going to town. I'll usually simply just apply a basic preset just to kind of boost the colors or whatever, or eliminate some of the shadows, maybe up the exposure or decrease the exposure, just basic stuff like that. And then once I apply that, that's when I'll go into deeper with the highlights and the contrast and the warmth of the picture. So just spending time making sure it's how I actually really want it to look.
You've shot some big name athletes now. First time in a stadium level.
Yeah.
What was moving up from the high school scene into the college scene like for you? How did you adapt the business onto there?
Yeah, so it's a huge jump from high school to college, that's for sure. These collegiate athletes are making money. The NIL deals that they have, most college athletes are making more than the average consumer nowadays, which is insane that someone in college can be making that much money by playing a sport they love. But honestly, going from high school to college, it's basically just a restart. I did a lot of free work to begin with, working for big names like you said, Cohen Carr, but all that work is free right now. I mean, just to be able to get my name out there, I've been able to make some big connections with other players, even players from different colleges that have come in to Michigan State to play. I've been able to make connections with them. Certain players that have transferred out of Michigan State that I'm still in contact with is just huge for me. Just that connection is almost more valuable than any monetary value that there actually is. Being able to have that one-on-one connection with someone, because at the end of the day, we're all human. So it's kind of just crazy to believe that just a kid is able to work with some of these big names.
So free work in a stadium. How did you get your camera in there?
So honestly, I always tell people I had to sneak my camera in, because honestly, there's times where I almost got stopped because I had my camera. I mean, it's not just some tiny little Polaroid camera or just a little basic camera. It's a solid camera. So honestly, when I started bringing it in, I had to kind of say that I'm taking pictures for the team. And sometimes they wouldn't even say anything. Other times they would make me open up my camera, take the lens off the body, and they would look deep into it like I was trying to sneak something in. But just kind of seeing my camera in, and then I didn't have any media pass or anything. So I was all the way in the upper bowl just taking pictures from my seat in the student section. And I think that different aspect that these players don't see is why my pictures were such a huge success for them. Like, they had never seen anything like that. No one had brought their camera into the upper bowl to shoot pictures at a crazy angle downward. And I think that's really just like being able to have a different aspect on things that people wouldn't really see.
I remember seeing that picture come out and thinking like, wow, that's something that like I wouldn't have thought to do, or something that I don't think many people would have thought to do.
Yeah.
So what kind of social media do you use?
TikTok and Instagram mainly, and a lot of people now know me as JC Works, so it's JC_Works without the O. So it's just taking that huge step and making your brand known.
So how do you reach your first 10K?
A lot of time on the computer, a lot of time at shoots, just spending a lot of time perfecting my craft, honestly. A lot of free work started off, and then that's what kind of blossomed into huge gigs, from weddings to NIL shoots for brands, for athletes, all the way to shooting random little video shorts for other podcasts and YouTube channels. So just spending a lot of time on growing just in different aspects instead of it just focusing on photography. If you can grow in more than one niche, it'll get you so much further.
A lot of people our age tie their worth to their like viewer count, follower count. Do you think like that?
No, I think they're almost the complete opposite, because at the end of the day, I know the quality of my work. I know how much value just a simple picture can hold for one person. And a lot of times, especially nowadays, every kid, every person is looking at these numbers, the like count, the comments, how many people are sharing my posts. And that gets to a lot of people. They think just because I don't have 1,000 likes on every post, I'm not good at what I do. And it's so wrong, because at the end of the day, the value that you hold with just a simple picture compared to just a silly little number next to a post, it's not even measurable. Like, seriously, the comparison there is, you can't even compare it. I think the quality of a picture can sometimes not even be close to the amount of likes that it gets. So I never honestly look at these analytics as something that's defining of my work, because I know it's not.
With AI images, how do you feel that changes the industry? Especially there's AI editors now.
Yeah, AI is kind of crazy. I mean, here's the great thing is, sure, you can set up a camera and have AI try to capture these moments, but no AI is going to be able to capture a human expression in the way that another human can. So having a connection like that is something that is so valuable that I don't think AI will ever be able to replace, because even then, if AI were to start taking pictures or even editing, like you say, right now the editing is way behind. It's not close to being caught up to what a human would do, or my work even. So I'm personally not too concerned about how much AI could replace my work, but it's definitely a potential of where even my software for my autofocus is technically AI software. It's able to detect the human eye, detect if it's an animal, a car. Like, it's insane the amount of work that AI can do. But in the aspect of actually taking the picture, I don't see it replacing it.
I feel like with everything that you've learned, these skills will compound into something that you could take long term.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely something that will last me forever. I mean, how many people can say they've already ran a business at the age of 17 when I first started, compared to any kid back in high school that was just sitting there doom scrolling on their phone, when I was trying to almost figure out the opposite. I was using my work to figure out the algorithm of why do people doom scroll. So instead of just focusing on being a normal kid, almost, you could say, I knew that there was more value to what I could do in life. So, I mean, just take that leap, take that advantage, and if you can just absolutely make something happen, go for it.
So someone's watching this right now. They've got a camera in their hands, maybe just a phone. What is the actual path to be able to jumpstart this career?
Yeah, first thing is just get out there. I mean, especially now with phones nowadays, the camera quality on just a simple phone is insane. So if you just think you want to go take pictures, just go outside, go look at a tree, go look at a flower, take a picture of a bird or something. Just get out there. So many people are too afraid to start, too afraid to just take that step. And if you can just get out there, I'm telling you, so many things will go and happen that you would never even expect in life.
Great advice. Somebody's going to take that and hopefully go far with it. So next we have 4 steps to how to kickstart your business in photography. Mm-hmm. The first step is 0 clients, 0 portfolio. Where do you go from there?
Start building it now. That's what I could say. I was a little late to building my own portfolio. Over time, I learned that there's a real value to having a website and a portfolio with all your work. But just like I said, lastly too, is just start. That's the best thing you can do. If you have no clients, if you have no portfolio, just go to a sporting event. You don't have to know anyone there. You can grab a roster sheet and then look those kids up on Instagram. I mean, there's plenty of times where I've taken pictures at games and I've had 1 or 2 clients and I'm taking pictures during the whole game, and I am gaining 6 new clients because I reach out to them after the fact knowing I have good pictures of them. So just show up, be prepared, just know what you can do with the resources you have and take advantage of it.
What point do you stop doing free work, or what point do you upgrade your camera?
One thing I'll say is you never stop doing free work. The minute you stop doing free work, the value of your gift that you have of taking pictures will go away. I know it's hard sometimes, especially financially wise. You need money, but never stop doing free work to some extent. Obviously, at some point in time, there's a monetary value to it, and absolutely take advantage of that because it's necessary. But never close that door of never doing free work again, because there's times where you'll need to do free work and it'll lead to so many new connections.
What point do you up your prices?
At one point, honestly, I couldn't define one point in time where I truly just decided I'm going to upgrade my prices right now. Personally, what I did is just, once I realized, it'll click in your mind, especially as a photographer and a business owner, you'll realize that, man, I've gotten way better and my work is no longer how it used to be. And once you can see that change, that's when you should be upping your prices. Don't settle for less than what you're worth.
What is the single biggest mistake that you see people make when they try to do this particular side hustle?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest mistake is people not choosing to go up and talk to someone. There's so many opportunities that I've seen people lose out on just because they're too afraid to go and walk up and talk to someone. Like, there's certain times where I realize, man, if I would have never went up and talked to this one coach, I would never be where I'm at today. So if you can't have a simple conversation with someone, learn some good social skills, because that value is extremely beneficial to you. If you can have a simple connection and conversation with someone, you'll be able to grow so much, meet so many new people, and honestly just grow as a person.
That's huge. What is your big hot take? What's the biggest hot take that you have?
So my biggest hot take, honestly, and people would probably disagree with this, is that gear does matter. Because when I finished and I upgraded my gear, I noticed there was a huge jump in my quality. And a lot of people say gear doesn't matter. But personally for me, I realized that to some extent, gear definitely does matter. Changing from a DSLR camera to a mirrorless camera, the quality shift in my work was insane. I mean, it just gives you more confidence too, knowing that you have some of the best gear now, that your potential is going to skyrocket. And I think confidence is also something that's huge in life. So if you can have confidence in yourself, you can go a long way. So kind of being controversial with that the gear does matter, I think a lot of people would disagree with that. But personally, just from my own experience, it has an impact. Something I think a lot of photographers get wrong, especially on the business side, like you said, is that they're so quick to try to make a quick buck. Don't just rush and try to make money. If that's all you're doing this for, get out of it. Quit wasting your time, because that is not the point of this at all. Because if that's all you're doing it for, there's no actual value that you see in the picture that you took. I mean, so many times for me, it's like, I get so excited because I know that my client will look at this picture and be like, wow, that's a memory I'll be able to have forever. And I can cherish that. I can print that, put that on my wall, and just know that, man, I was able to take a picture that someone truly cherishes. So don't just do it for the money.
Very last thing is, what is one thing that you want to leave any of the viewers behind?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like I said, is just make connections. Talk to people. I know it's nervous. It's nerve-wracking sometimes to go up to just randomly walk to someone and try to talk to them about what you're doing. But every single person loves talking about themselves, and every single person loves pictures about themselves. So if you can go and just walk up to them and just be able to talk to them and make that connection, you'll be able to grow, and your business will grow. You'll grow as a human being yourself. You'll make so many new, you'll find something way deeper inside you that means way more than just making money in the business aspect or just taking a picture.
That's huge. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Blake, so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much.